Night had fallen over Hawthorne Lane. Inside the small candlelit church, silence pressed against the walls, broken only by the faint flicker of a single flame. The choir recording warped and stuttered, the tape hissing like it were slowly dying. Kneeling at the altar was Maria, 38, composed in every way. Her hands were folded, head bowed, her posture immaculate, almost rehearsed. Her whisper echoed softly through the vast space, too controlled, too deliberate. Cleanse me, O Lord, that I may cleanse the world. Her eyes lifted toward the crucifix, the candlelight dancing across her face and revealing a smile that did not belong in a place of holiness, a smile that carried a quiet menace. Before dawn, Maria moved through her home with the precision of a surgeon. The kitchen was silent, except for the faint sizzle of a pan. Each pancake she cooked was perfectly round, each movement deliberate, rehearsed. Every utensil rested exactly where she wanted it, every ingredient measured with meticulous care. David, her husband, shuffled in, rubbing his eyes. "You're up before the sun again?" he asked, his voice still heavy with sleep. Maria smiled softly, the kind of smile that felt comforting, until he noticed a weight behind it. "Darkness makes room for temptation," she said quietly. "I prefer to start in the light." David chuckled, oblivious, brushing off the strange undertone as mere words. By morning, Maria had shifted her attention to the community. At the women's prayer circle in the town hall, she led a group of devout parishioners. Her voice was gentle, warm, inviting trust. Yet her eyes moved like a hawk, scanning the room for the smallest sign of doubt. "There are those among us who whisper lies, who stir confusion, who poison the spirit of our home," she said, letting her words settle like a shadow over a circle. The women shifted uncomfortably, glancing at each other for reassurance. Her gaze finally landed on a young, shy woman who avoided eye contact. Maria's smile lingered, but it never reached her eyes. As twilight draped the town in muted gold and deepening shadows, and walked briskly down the narrow street, clutching her purse tightly, her steps quickened as she glanced over her shoulder. Street lamps flickered above her, buzzing faintly like insects trapped in the dark. A faint hum floated on the air, a hymn that made her skin crawl, and froze. Her heart skipped a beat. Slowly she turned. At the far end of the street, Maria stood still. Her hands were folded neatly, a rosary swinging gently from her wrist. Her voice was almost a whisper, yet every word cut through the evening air with the weight of inevitability. "You told the pastor you didn't trust me." Ann's voice trembled. I was worried. That's all. You've been different." Maria began walking toward her, each step slow, measured, unblinking. "The Lord hates dishonesty, Ann. But I forgive you," Maria said, stopping just a foot away. Her voice softened, almost intimate. "The Lord forgives. I simply correct." Ann stumbled backward, her pulse racing. The hymn grew louder in the air, though Maria's lips never moved. The world seemed to hold its breath. And then, as if by silent agreement, the night swallowed Ann's fear whole, leaving only the distant echo of the hymn. Morning arrived, carrying with it the soft light of Sunday's service. Inside the church, Maria stood at the front, her hands clasped, voice trembling with performative sadness that belied the darkness beneath. "Sisters and brothers, please pray," she said, her tone sorrowful. "Our dear Ann has gone missing." Gasps rippled through the congregation. Someone began to cry, eyes filled with shock and fear, searching for answers they would never find. Maria lowered her head in solemn prayer, yet the faintest, unmistakable smile tugged at the corners of her lips. Night returned, draping the house in a suffocating stillness. Maria knelt beside her bed, rosary in hand, eyes closed in prayer. Her words were soft, but the conviction behind them carried the chill of inevitability. The righteous will inherit the earth. I am merely preparing it. She opened her Bible, and inside, hollowed pages revealed a hidden secret, a handwritten list. The first name, A&N, was crossed out in red ink. Beneath it, a new name glared up at her, David. A floorboard creaked somewhere in the hallway. Maria did not flinch. She only smiled wider. "One soul at a time," she whispered, her voice soft yet chilling, promising that her work had only just begun. The candlelight flickered once more, and the house returned to its quiet menace. Outside, Hawthorne Lane slept, unaware that the saint it revered harbored a darkness that could not be contained.